Imagine the heart of our economy, millions of small businesses starting to lose their rhythm, sputtering instead of powering ahead. That's exactly what's happening right now, and it could be a major warning sign for where the economy is headed next. So let's unpack what's really going on with small business hiring, why it matters so much, and what this slowdown could mean for all of us. First, let's get one thing straight. Small businesses are way more than just your favorite local coffee shop or the family-run hardware store down the street. In the US, small businesses account for nearly half of all private sector jobs. According to the Small Business Administration, they've created about 2 out of every 3 new jobs over the past 25 years. That's a massive chunk of economic activity. These are the businesses that keep our communities vibrant and our economy dynamic. But lately, the engine is sputtering. Recent data shows that small business hiring has slowed significantly. Job creation numbers from small firms have been dropping steadily, with some surveys indicating the lowest hiring plans in more than a decade. The National Federation of Independent Business, which tracks small business sentiment, recently reported that hiring intentions are at their weakest since the Great Recession in 2009. That's not the kind of record you want to be breaking. Why is this happening? Well, there are a few factors at play. For starters, the labor market has been tight for a while. Unemployment is low, which sounds great until you realize that means there aren't a lot of available workers out there. Small businesses, which often can't match the pay and benefits offered by big corporations, are having a tough time attracting and retaining employees. It's a classic David versus Goliath scenario, and right now, David is losing some ground. Then there's the issue of rising costs. Inflation has pushed up prices for everything from raw materials to rent, and small businesses usually don't have the same buying power or pricing flexibility as larger companies. So, when their costs go up, their margins get squeezed, and hiring new staff becomes a much riskier proposition. Some businesses are even holding off on expansion plans or cutting hours just to keep the lights on. Let's not forget about interest rates. The Federal Reserve has raised rates repeatedly over the past couple of years to fight inflation, and that means borrowing money is more expensive. For small business owners, higher interest rates can be a double whammy. Not only does it cost more to take out a loan to hire or invest in growth, but consumers may also cut back on spending as credit card rates climb and mortgage payments rise. When people spend less, small businesses feel it first. So why does all of this matter beyond Main Street? The answer is pretty simple. Small businesses are like the canary in the coal mine for the economy. When they start to struggle, it often signals trouble ahead for everyone else. Remember the 2008 financial crisis? Small business hiring tanked well before the full impact hit the broader economy. Their decisions to hire or not are closely tied to consumer confidence and economic momentum. Right now, if small businesses are pulling back, it suggests they're nervous about the future. Maybe they're worried about a looming recession, or they just don't see enough demand to justify bringing on new team members. Either way, when these small firms stop hiring, it can set off a chain reaction. Fewer jobs mean less spending power in local communities, which can then lead to slower overall economic growth. It's a domino effect that can be hard to reverse. Let's look at some numbers to put things in perspective. According to payroll processor ADP, small businesses with fewer than 50 employees added just 13,000 jobs in the most recent month, down sharply from earlier in the year. By comparison, larger companies have been hiring at a much faster clip. That growing gap is a sign that small firms are feeling more pressure and uncertainty than their bigger counterparts. There are also some longer-term concerns here. If small businesses keep struggling to hire, we could see a slowdown in innovation and entrepreneurship. After all, many of today's most successful companies, think Apple, Amazon, or Starbucks, started out as small businesses. If the next generation of entrepreneurs can't get off the ground because hiring is too hard or too expensive, we all miss out on future jobs and growth. So what could turn things around? Well, a few things would help. If inflation continues to ease, small businesses might get some relief on costs. A more stable interest rate environment could also make it easier for them to borrow and plan for the future. And if the labor market cools just a little, enough to make hiring less competitive, but not so much that it tips us into a recession, small businesses could start adding jobs again. Of course, there's no guarantee any of that will happen soon. The economic outlook is still pretty uncertain, and small business owners are famously cautious when times get tough. Many are taking a wait-and-see approach, focusing on survival rather than growth. In the meantime, it's worth remembering that small businesses have always been remarkably resilient. They've weathered recessions, technological change, and even a global pandemic. But right now, they need some breathing room to get back to what they do best, creating jobs, serving local communities, and fueling economic growth. So, what do you think? Are we seeing an early warning sign, or is this just a temporary blip? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on the stories shaping our economy. And remember, when the small business engine sputters, it's not just Main Street that feels it. The ripple effects reach all of us. Stay tuned and keep your eyes on the road ahead.